Good morning, League. Roger here, coming to you on a Monday, which means week 16 is in the books and week 17 is opening its eyes. The scoreboard was lopsided in a lot of places. 4 9-0 beatings, if you're counting. Nothing lasts, of course. Not the streaks, not the slumps. Just data arriving and departing. Let's take the matchups one by one. Boss Hogg's chicken recipes took Amarillo Wonder 8-2. This one was decided by Ben Rice, and I have to sit with this for a moment. Rice went 11 for 26 with 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in, a 1.577 OPS. He plays for the Yankees. I will say that plainly, and then I will move on. Dylan Cease added 8 innings of shutout ball with 11 strikeouts, and Rafael Devers put up 6 runs and a near 1,000 OPS. Amarillo got a solid week from A.J. Ewing and a clean Sandy Alcantara start, but there just wasn't enough there to answer Rice. Soccer is football, shutout, primetime Jeffrey 9-0. And when I tell you Ryan O'Hearn had 3 home runs and 12 RBI, understand that he decided the counting stats almost by himself. Matthew Boyd went 12 and a third with 2 wins, and Griffin Jacks struck out 13 with a win of his own. Primetime Jeffrey got a lovely 2-win, 11 strikeout week from Paul Skeens and a huge series from Jonathan Aranda. But the rest of the roster was quiet. As Yogi Berra once said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Primetime Jeffrey took the fork into a 9-0 loss. Starla's Supper Club All-Stars crushed the return 9-1. Karek Skubal, 10 innings, 14 strikeouts. Peyton Toll, 9 2/3, 13 strikeouts, a 0.93 ERA. Carson Benj chipped in a 7-run, 4-steal week for good measure. Crushed the return had Framber Valdez pitch beautifully and Mason Miller pick up 3 saves and holds, but the offense never showed up, and Michael Waka and Christopher Sanchez combined to torch the ratios. Pete's shitty-ass team took Ace Shira, says JAG. Pasquale 6-3. This one was closer than the rest. Ace Shira got a monstrous week from Shohei Ohtani, 4 home runs, 7 RBI, a 1.313 OPS. Jesus Luzardo threw 7 shutout innings with 11 punchouts, and Nolan Shanuel hit 1.275. But Pete's team countered with Hunter Green, 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, no earned runs. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. added 2 homers and 6 RBI, and Jacob Misiorowski struck out 11 in his start, enough to hold on. Only Fams beat the creepy leaping base grabbers 9-0. There is nothing to spin here. Zach Wheeler went 13 innings with 24 strikeouts, 2 wins, and a 0.69 ERA. Esmerlin Valdez was 7 for 23 with 4 home runs and 10 RBI. Jordan Walker chipped in 2 more homers and 7 RBI. Creepy Leapin had Taj Bradley pitch 14 innings with 16 strikeouts and a 1.93 ERA, and I want to acknowledge that because it was a genuinely excellent week that got buried under everyone else's silence. And Tragic Hardball took Acuna Matata 7-2. This is where I need to stop and talk about James Wood. 10 for 20, 5 home runs, 11 runs scored, 8 RBI, 2 steals, a 1.955 OPS. That is not a fantasy week. That is a highlight reel. Jackson Holiday and C.J. Abrams both went off in support, but Tragic Hardball had Kazuma Okamoto with 3 homers and 8 RBI, and Cam Schlippler, another Yankee, if we're keeping a ledger, gave them almost 15 innings of 184 ball. Juan Soto added 3 homers and 8 RBI of his own. It was enough. Now, week 17, the Yankees, mercifully, are just one series among many. Rosters lock, streamers get set, and somebody is going to look at their two-start pitcher list and talk themselves into something. In the old days, I would have called that hope. Now I try to call it the middle way, and I mostly fail. The Buddha put it best: it ain't over till it's over. This is Roger. May your streamers stream and your closers close.